Intend to be a partner in securing a better future. We're going to be working, you're going to be working with the United States, and we're going to make sure that the Middle East is going to be a safe and secure place. It's a very important place in the world, means so much. There were so many people who said the Middle East, and this has been going for many, many decades. I've read it many times, that World War III will begin in the Middle East. It's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. There was a time that you would have thought it could have, but it's not going to happen. There won't be World War III, hopefully at all. But it's not going to start in the Middle East. We're not going to have a World War III if we're smart. There'll never be a World War III.
Giving all praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Harachakodash, double honors to our apostles and elders, very great millstone, peace and blessings to the Lord's hopefully elect. So there's a lot that's being said as of late. A lot has been said as of late from Esau Edom, the wicked himself, in regards to trying to convince the world that they're the righteous. You know, if there's one thing I've realized that I find most distasteful is when the wicked tries to pretend like they're the children of light and the children of the righteous. It really is distasteful to see, because their words, it's just irksome, as the scripture says, right? When they speak, it's like sharp swords. That's why they got the appearance of a lamb, but when they speak, like they speak like a dragon, and it's bitter words, because you know everything they're saying when they do try to speak peace is all from a place of deceit. So this talk about peace, and Trump have came up with a peace treaty or a ceasefire or whatever it is with, you know, quote unquote Hamas. First of all, don't believe it. Okay. When you do the research, that group Hamas was used and created by the state of Israel so that they can use them for their bidding. You got to realize by now, all this opposition is all controlled opposition. The left, radical left, right, far right, it's all controlled opposition to bring about the agenda. Same with Hamas. Okay, used to bring about the agenda. The agenda for the Israelis is for expansion. Well, to expand, they need an excuse to attack. So that's what that happened was over 2 years ago on the 7th of October. It was an excuse to attack. That's what it was. So when they sit up here and want to talk about peace treaties and they let the hostages go, all this stuff, just know they're just being used. So they're really talking to themselves when they say, "Oh, we're in the talks with them now to get a peace treaty and negotiate the hostage." They're talking to themselves. Okay, this is a stage theatric show for the people so that they can set themselves up as peace. Look, we're coming to peace. If it's thanks to me, Donald Trump, we came with a peace treaty. We came with a peace. I did that. I'm the one that brought forth the peace, right? And I'm the one that convinced Benjamin Satan, not a real Jew, to hold back the sword. We're the ones coming up with the peace. That's what this is all about, okay? But the truth is there will never be peace. This man does not seek peace. And furthermore, the scriptures tell you plain as day that when this talk of peace happens, that's when things are really going to ramp up 10 times more. As 1 Thessalonians 5 says, "But the times and of the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety." You understand? What did Trump just say? There won't be a World War III. Not while I'm here. We're going to establish peace. I've already worked out peace treaty with Hamas. I've got them to let hostage go. Yeah. All a stage. All a stage. And we're going to see what's really going on behind the scenes. All this is smoke and mirrors. This is to get the people to stop looking too close. Okay, people are honing in a little bit too close to those Epstein files. People are honing in a little bit too close to those Israelis over there in the state of Israel and what they're doing. So it's time to throw up some smoke screen. Okay. And more importantly, that devil, Benjamin Satan, not a real Jew, is being further and further condemned uh, mentally, okay, character-wise, across the UN and the world. So this is an attempt to try to make it seem like that they're trying to get some credibility back, some respect back. You know, like, oh, well, we always wanted peace. This is what we always wanted. No. And furthermore, okay, because I've seen videos of people saying, oh, we got to give it to Trump. He actually did this. He actually did that. He came up with a peace treaty. Look at what he's able to do. This is how you know that these people are in for world of hurt and a rude awakening. Okay. Verse 3, again, it says, for when they shall say peace and safety, meaning, oh, no World War III. We ain't got to worry about World War III. Trump's going to put an end of it, right? When they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Exactly. See, a woman doesn't know when her hour is. She just knows the estimated time. That those sensitive months, at any time she can go into labor. So she's on watch, and her pains, birth pains, just come sporadically, right? Unknowingly. That's what's going to happen to this place. 2nd Ezra 16:21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves to be in a good case. Even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that shall escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So right when the people think that they're in a good case, and that there won't be a World War III, and that there's going to be peace, that's when things are going to ramp up. Even your victuals. Trump might just, because they have the power to manipulate numbers, they might make stuff cheap. Get you people all excited. Yeah, look at what Trump's doing. Trump did a good thing. He's doing a good thing. Gas is cheap. This is cheap. Whatever it is cheap. Look at what he did. And then that's when the troubles are going to grow, because this devil has no intention on there being peace. And his goal is the same. They're trying to steal back the blessing, okay, because they sold it. That's what the expansion agenda over there in the Middle East, in our land. That's what that's all about. It's all about expansion, because the blessing that was given to the Israelites was the whole landmass from the Euphrates River to the Niles River. It wasn't just Jerusalem. So that's what they want. It's all about stealing the birthright. And then on top of that, he wants to come and put you all in slavery in the concentration camps and put microchips inside of you to track you. And they will move forward with that agenda. Make no mistake, it's prophetic. They don't want people to be free. They don't want there to be peace. They never wanted peace. Like I always mention, go type in the interview that Abdul Nasser Gamar Abner, I may be saying it wrong, the Egyptian president, back in 1975, he sat down with the representative of the White House, and they were talking about peace in the Middle East. And he straight up said it plain and simple. He said, as long as you devils want expansion, there will never be peace. He said, we can make all the peace treaties you want. You're the ones that's going to break it. You're the ones that don't want peace. They never wanted peace. Okay, from 1949, when they commenced their war attack, all the way up until now, 2025 and ongoing, they will never put down this war. And that's where these people about to be hit off guard. And because on top of it, you also got judgment from the Lord, judgment from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. We talk all the time about how over here in the Midwest, in St. Louis, right? We have the New Madrid fault line, which is basically a ticking time bomb where the Lord can at any time initiate major earthquakes. Whereas in the past, it shifted the course of the Mississippi River. And that happened in the early 1800s. And ever since, people forgot about it. And it's been growing and growing. So the Lord planted that over 200 years ago. And he can trigger that at any time. And that's just in our area. But he can always stir some things up. Right when people think that there's peace, that's when destruction is gonna come. So you got judgment of the Lord as well, and then you got the wrath of Esau, Edom coming. That's gonna come upon you, you Israelites in America that actually think that Trump is here to put things in order. You just know somebody like Anton Daniels is gonna be rallying for Trump, and that's when they're gonna bring the wrath even more. You understand? There ain't gonna be no peace. But let's see what's really going on behind the scenes, shall we? In the Middle East.
Talking about, is this ceasefire deal going to stick? And well, I love Ricky Hale says, he tweets out, Israel agrees to another one of those ceasefires where Israel does not cease firing. The Onion also nailed it. Israel agrees to go back to killing Palestinians on a less frequent basis. And of course, they've been proven right already. Those headlines have been proven right already. This is from the Global Samud Flotilla commentary. It says Israeli tanks targeted Palestinians who were celebrating the ceasefire agreement and attempted to return to Gaza City via the Al Rashid Street. As Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu announced the postponement of the ceasefire's start, Israeli warplanes, drones, and tanks continued to strike areas across the Gaza Strip. And here they are. So that's their tanks.
Yep.
So the people are celebrating a ceasefire, and Israel starts firing on them. Of course.
Of course. I mean, don't you know your enemy by now? I'm talking to you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. And you would think those Ishmaelites over there, those Palestinians would know as well. I mean, don't you know this, man, by now? This is what they do. This is what they do. As Psalms 55 and 20 says, he hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords. That's the wicked. Okay? The facade is that of a lamb, but inwardly he seeks to destroy thee. Okay? That's how he got the Americas. That's what they call it, but really it was the land of Ashtoreth. Over this land in America was known as Ashtoreth, which means another land. How did they get over it? That's exactly how Christopher Colon, okay, the so-called Jew, when he wrote to the Queen of Spain, just look it up. He told her, he said, when they saw us, they entreated us well. The guns, they were surprised by the guns, all this, very nice people, etc. And they will make perfect slaves. So send me some men, send me some ships, and we can conquer this whole people. That's their heart. While they're sitting over there with the Gadites and the Reubenites, fellowship is so called. Their whole thing is, man, we gonna put these people in slavery. Okay, send me some men and we can subdue all these people. That's the quote. In fact, I'm saying it. Let me pull it up. This is his quote. This was the letter that he written. He said, quote, the Indians, the Gadites, are so naive and so free with their possessions that no one who has not witnessed them would believe it. When you ask for something they have, they never say no. To the contrary, they offer to share with anyone. They will make fine servants. With 50 men, we could subjugate them all and make them do whatever we want. That's the devil there. Let's read it again. Verse 20, he had put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He had broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords. But you people, okay, you simpletons, you Israelites, you keep believing that there will be peace and that this man seeks peace. You keep thinking that.
Of course they did. I think the classic Israeli tactic of trying to kill as many people and children as possible before the ceasefire officially goes into effect is pretty good evidence that it's not really about the hostages at all. And
Yep.
just to remind you, Israel has a ceasefire with Lebanon right now. But guess what they're doing during their ceasefire? Nearly daily airstrikes, drone attacks, and artillery fire targeting alleged Hezbollah sites. That's what's happening during their ceasefire with Lebanon. So, again, if any other product broke as often as an Israeli breaks their peace treaties, they'd be pulled from the market. We know that. And
Yep.
here is Wolf Krieger says Israel. I already saw this in the last, but Israel was forced into this, and they don't want it. That's obvious, which means it won't last. Unfortunately, they'll find some way to get their war machine going again, and so they're already. So doesn't that tell you exactly what they said? That this isn't about the hostages. This isn't about peace. This is about Israel trying to wipe out the Palestinians and kill as many of them as they possibly can.
At least for, the far.
It's really about them trying to steal the birthright. That's what this is really about. See, these American people don't know. Well, that's because they're Edomites too. Okay, they just have a bone to pick with their cousins, the Amalekites. But they're no different. That's how they took this land. But it's really they're trying to steal the birthright. And that's why they're trying to expand the land, because they're trying to steal what was given to Jacob, the younger brother. So they're trying to steal it back, and they're trying to use by means of force. But the Lord is working against them, and this is why they're low on time. You understand? So to try to gain some type of credibility back and respect back, they're trying to act like they're ministers of peace and that they're the children of light and that they're applying to Christians. That's what, ever since they staged that whole Kirk thing, that's what this is all about. We forgive the killer, so-called. We forgive. We're supposed to. We're the Christians. We're here for the peace. This is the devil about to make his move. This is how you know he's really about to come down with wrath. Okay, because he's really trying to get people to lower their arms and lower their guard with all this soft speech. That's how you really know that he's about to bring some evil. He's making it too obvious. And it's vexing as hell when they sit up here and act like they're the children of the right. And that's how you know the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, got to do something to these devils. Because if it pisses us off, it pisses him off. Trying to use his words, use the Lord's prayer. Okay? The scripture says Yahweh is not mocked. All right? That which a man sowed, that he shall reap. And he will reward a man according to his works. So you devils going to get exactly what you're known for, and not what you're trying to portray to the people. Proverbs 26, which is, the scripture says, since thou hast not hated blood, blood shall pursue thee. You're going to get that same treatment, especially in the kingdom. We're going to make peace treaties with you, then we're going to break it. Why? Because we're going to treat you the same way. Proverbs 26:24. He that hateth dissembleth with his lips, and layeth up deceit within him. Which means he prepares what he's going to say, okay? When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart, whose hatred is covered by deceit. His wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. And this is why they're trying to fight to get control over TikTok and all that, because they want to control what the world sees. They can't stand that the light is being shined upon them. Here it is, they trying to act like they're ministers of peace, but really they're shooting bombs and dropping bombs and still attacking, right? Still got their marching orders to kill, but they don't want the world to call them out on it. That's why they're hunting. We gotta control TikTok. Twitter is dangerous. You just want to control the narrative because you lost the plot. You lost the people. Isaiah 32. Verse 5, the vile person shall no more be called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy, and to utter error against the Lord, to make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. The instruments also of the churl are evil. He devises wicked devices. to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh the right. Right. So no more of this hypocrisy. No more will the vile person be considered liberal. No more will the wicked be considered righteous. No more will these devils be considered ministers of light. But instead, they're going to be what they are, the wicked. They're going to do wicked things. They're going to bring forth wicked devices. They're going to persecute the poor, which is the Israelites, even though we speak right things. This is what they're going to, the mask is going to fucking come off. Verse 8, but the liberal devises liberal things, and by liberal things shall he stand. And we look that word up, though. So the time's going to come where this act is going to be put to an end, and they're just going to show their horns of who they really are and what they're really about. But this is how you know they're about to move big, okay? Because they really are trying to win the people over. That's how you know that if anything, that's how you really got to watch the devil. When he go crouching like that, trying to be humble, you really keep your eyes on the end because he's really about to make a move. Hebrew word for liberal, not dayab. It means noble, generous, right? Inclined. So something noble. So as it says in the book of Daniel, verse 9, and he said, go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed to the time of the end. Many shall be purified and made white and tried. That's the elect. That's talking about us, Lord willing, we're part of the number. All right? We're being purified right now. That's why we're catching the hell, because he's trying to clean us. Okay? Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly. And none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. So at the end of the day, the wicked shall do wickedly. This act of peace and all that's going to break. And they're just using the whole Hamas thing to say, so then they can, here it is, they're dropping bombs. They're still killing as we speak. But they're going to say, oh, look at this. We tried to make a peace, but oh, look at that. Look at what Hamas did. Oh, look at what they did. And the belief is they're going to try to stage something over here in the land of America, in Babylon. I believe it. I believe it. Something big can happen where they take lives, and the next thing you know, oh, Iran has something to do with it too. You see, guys, this is why we got to go over there. And then Iran already said that they're going to stage another 9/11. They're going to stage an attack on the American people and then them try to blame us. You see what I'm saying? Look, the scripture says when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. They could very well stage another 9/11 and actually take people's lives over here in Babylon and blame Hamas and blame Iran and say, oh, see, we were trying to be peaceful, but, you know, look at us, the peaceful people. Okay, now we gotta keep being the devil that we are. We gotta go to war now. See, we don't want to do it, but we got to. This is why the scriptures give us the insight. Talking about there won't be no World War III. There for sure will be World War III, and the devil knows there will be World War III, but he's trying to act like, see, you see, people, I didn't want the war. It's Russia, it's Hamas, it's Iran. They want it, so I guess we gotta do what we gotta do, people. You know. Oh, yeah. The Lord already uplifted this man's skirt. Psalms 120. In my distress, I cried unto the Lord Yahweh, and he heard me. Deliver my soul, O Lord Yahweh, from lying lips and from a deceitful tongue. What shall be given unto thee, or what shall be done unto thee, thou false tongue? Sharp arrows of the mighty with coals of juniper. Woe is me that I sojourn in Meshech, that I dwell in the tents of Kedar. Here's the point. My soul have long dwelt with him that hated peace. I am for peace, but when I speak, they are for war. And this is King David. Only the righteous. Well, it could be King David, but only the righteous truly seek peace. These devils, they want war. All right, so they're not any peace seekers. They don't make peace treaties. They break all the treaties. That's how they literally took this land. By force. That's how they took the land of Israel, by force. They never seek peace, but as the scripture says, when they say peace and safety, that's when sudden destruction will come. So now you really know that something's about to happen.
for, the far right-wing coalition that's currently in power around Benjamin Netanyahu. For them, it's always been about exterminating the Palestinians and taking all of their land and expanding into the greater Israel region. I would argue that for Benjamin Netanyahu, it's really just self-preservation.
Yes.
He's going to do whatever he can to not go to prison, because the moment that Benjamin Netanyahu is no longer prime minister and his corruption trials resume, he's going to prison. And if anyone hasn't seen the documentary called The Bibi Files yet, highly recommend you watch it. It has incredible behind the scenes footage about that trial, and it really elucidates how the war and October 7th and the alleged stand down order that was given all seems to fit directly into place for Benjamin Netanyahu to stay in power and delay the inevitable justice that will be served to him the moment that he has to face the very real corruption that is very well evidenced on his behalf.
In actuality, the only time they're going to go to jail is when the Israelites, get them and put them in slavery. That's when they're going to be arrested and tried justly. But know this, before those devils do go to jail, if they were to go to, they just know they're going to bring the world, he said it. He said, we won't lose, but if we do, we're taking different parts of the world down with us. So as this man continues to go down, okay, he's going to keep increasing that wrath. He doesn't want peace. Okay, there'll be World War III before that devil agrees to voluntarily get locked up. He gonna initiate World War III. That's this man, Esau Edom. That's why the scripture says, woe into the world and them that dwell therein, for the devil has come down unto you with great wrath, because he knoweth he have but a short time. These people in this world is about to really see what a cornered rat will do before he admits defeat, or before he admits a loss. They will never do a true ceasefire. That's a defeat. They're not going to do that. They did all the work to set up an attack, a reason to attack. And now so if they was to actually stop, they would have to come up with another excuse to do it again. They don't have the time. So there won't be no peace. Okay. These devils are going to just keep moving in wrath and wrath. And what's going to happen is Ezekiel 38, where Gog, which is the land of Russia, they're going to march down there to the land of Israel. And that's what's going to start World War III, because Gog is a guard unto Persia, which is Iran. Okay, 'cause Iran changed their name from Persia to Iran not even 100 years ago. But when they keep trying to infiltrate, that's when Gog is going to come down there. That's what's going to draw all the nations to the Middle East. That's what's going to lead us to World War III, and that's what's going to lead us to salvation. So, like the scripture says, when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh. Shalom.